Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, remember, please subscribe to my show on YouTube. Download the app of the Bulldog Show. You can also watch it on Rumble. And please spread the word to anybody and everybody. Today, Zelensky is going to address by Zoom a joint House or a joint session in Congress, House and the Senate, unprecedented, and it is all sadly a ruse. It is amazing to me that Joe Biden could not do does nothing to stop the invasion. Then after the invasion, all the Democrats want to act like they're patriotic freedom fighters. It's all a farce to distract us from all the woes around the world and in this country that this administration has given us. I mean, it's truly a show. It is a show. I'm going to do a special either today, it's probably going to be tomorrow, a special on Joe Biden, Ukraine, and Russia that you're going to love. NATO. I want to go on record right here and now. And I did my homework. I went back and I read up a little bit last night on NATO. There are countless countries in NATO. And I laughed to myself when we have people doing this big debate whether or not Ukraine should go into NATO or not, and NATO was messing around, and Putin didn't want it to happen, which, by the way, if Putin doesn't want it to happen, you know it's a good thing. And I thought to myself, in the most basic political science way, if NATO is a freedom alliance to defend against Russian aggression, started out Soviet aggression, still exists for Russian aggression, why would we not want every single country to be part of NATO? Why not? The more the merrier. I mean, it's a long list of countries who are in NATO. Long, long list. So why would we not want Ukraine in NATO if they want to be in NATO? It makes no sense to me at all. Ukraine should have been in NATO. I mean, it's crazy. Russian reparations. You know, they've done all these sanctions. Now they're wanting reparations. And all it does, again, it all helps the enemy. When I mean the enemy, I'm talking about the other team in this country trying to destroy this country. Hillary good-naturedly gets to mock sanctions against her and Joe and Hunter as if they're the enemies of Russia. I mean, it's sickening. Absolutely sickening. And remember, I was joking around, but I was also serious, that if Putin invaded Alaska, good old Joe would let him take it. Well, guess what? This Russian spokesperson was out there saying they want Alaska back. We paid for it, but they now want Alaska back. I mean, this is insane. If Russia, I'm telling you right now, if Russia invaded Alaska, Biden wouldn't fight for it. He wouldn't. He's not going to fight. Europe will fight for NATO. This president won't. Issa. Daryl Issa says that they are recruiting and hiring countless election watchdogs for November 22nd, I hope. Dr. Oz looks like it's going to bow out of the Pennsylvania U.S. Senate race. Has no support, and he is going to apparently go back to television. 10% of children in this country, that blows me away, 10% have some bad anxiety. That's sad. Sad. I wonder why that is in this world we live in. Doug Emhoff, who is the second husband, got COVID. And our demented goofball president announced that the first lady's husband, meaning him, got COVID. Somebody had to tell him, no, it's a second. Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody was talking about using the 25th Amendment to remove Trump for mental health issues? Are you kidding? Where's all that talk now? And it's scary. On our Bulldog Media text thread, we were talking about this last night. I mean, you got nowhere to go. You've got Joe Biden, Laugh-O-Matic Harris, next in order Nancy Pelosi. I mean, it's, as I described it, it is a vertical cluster mess. I used a more colorful word. Rand Paul wants to remove Fauci. His job, get rid of him. Good for Rand Paul. He's been on Fauci like green on grass from the beginning. In fact, I'm going to give Oracle status to Rand Paul for his work on Fauci. Mitt Romney. He votes for more masks with kids. Let's jackwagon old Romney up. He wants those masks to stay on those kids. Speaking of Rand Paul, Thomas Massie, and others have filed a lawsuit in Western District of Kentucky Federal Court, where Rand Paul is, to stop the CDC mandates for masks flying on airplanes. I support this cause 100%. Of course, it won't be successful, but who cares? Make their life miserable. Ben Dusing, my buddy old Benny boy. Ben Dusing, there's a lawsuit now been filed to get him off the ballot. By the way, I'd rather there wasn't a lawsuit because people contacted us about filing one. And I personally would like him to stay on the ballot because it brings attention to him in a very negative way that he is in the bad shape that he's in and he's still running for judge. But anyway, that lawsuit will be successful and he'll get thrown off the ballot. The other thing, if you did not hear this and know this, Ben Dusing has put on a Ukraine t-shirt, done a video, and he claims he's going to go to Poland and then go to Ukraine to be a freedom fighter. Ben Dusing is now shifting from law to Ukrainian freedom fighter. Yeah, you can't make this up. By the way, remember what I said? Ben Dusing needs to go to a different state or even a different country. I never dreamed that it would be Poland and then Ukraine. Allegedly, he can speak a little bit of Russian. But you got to admire his creativity. He's going to be a martyr. Daylight savings time, there has been a proposed federal legislation to end daylight savings time, which I think means we're going to remain where we are now, which is okay with me. Do you realize that Russia and Ukraine not only provide 1/3 of the world's wheat, there's a nickel crisis going on now. We need these for all kinds of electronics. Nickel, neon, and palladium. What are we going to do? By the way, I'm going to make a point with this. One of the things, by the way, I am against globalization. It doesn't mean I'm not for international trade. Hello. But I'm for America first. But what I've always thought would avoid future wars, like's going on in Ukraine, is the international dependency upon each other in economics and trade. However, where we can avoid dependency on communist countries, we need to avoid that. Or terrorist countries like in the Middle East. But this is going to get interesting. Lucas Denny was one of the January 6th charged rioters, and he got treated terrible, didn't get his court date. Judge Faruqui has thrown out the charge, said this guy has been, in fact, the United States government has admitted his rights were trampled on. Those were the words that this judge says, trampled on. Do you believe they've charged? You've seen the video of these people peacefully walk around. They've charged over 700 people in that mess. But not the mystery man who was working with the FBI and who was encouraging people to go in. Ohio passed concealed carry. And I'm a Jim Renacci guy. Jim Renacci's saying the only reason why that bill passed and signed by Mike DeWine is Renacci shaming him. And I believe that. Mike DeWine. I can't understand Ohio Republicans have voted for this guy. You're going to keep Mike DeWine in that office? I can't believe it. Last but not least, U.S. Today's Woman of the Year nominees include our very own Department of Human Resources Secretary, Rachel Levine. If we can find her man photo, Sabrina, I'd like to put that up there too. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope today is yours.